Hi, I'm back with another episode of SimCity 4 at Prospect Bay. Um, so last time, the episode ended pretty unceremoniously with a crash. And I lost everything that I'd done in Happy Valley, which, as it turns out, isn't such a bad deal, because it wasn't turning out so great anyway, the rail line that I was doing. So I went ahead and went back in and prepared everything so that I could build it all quite quickly in this episode. And I was able to get the rail to follow pretty much the same path, but with a lot less terrain modification around the mountains. Now the one part here that I really am not happy about is where I run it off to the east toward Port Deliverance there. I already had some pretty wacky looking terrain going on in that area for the modifications I did to support the highway. And then I basically extended the land out further into the water in order to make room to build the rail. And it's a little bit, I don't know, it's not super realistic looking, and in real life it would be super vulnerable to landslides and such. Being right up against the ocean like that. One of my filler pieces. But, yeah, in general, it's not such a big deal. Oof. Alright, so, anyway, now that we're here, let's start worrying about. Let's just finish this rail real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't take more than a minute. Huh. I don't like this slope. What tool can I use to fix it? Will my monorail that's not it. There we go. Do I have the monorail slope mod installed? Huh. No clue. Alright, so let's hook up our single track rail. I already have the diagonal built out around here. Might as well flatten some of that unsightly bumps. Obviously we'll be going in with our god mode trees again. Small few trees here and there is not a problem. Alright, I also transitioned to double track rail pretty early in order for this curve in through town. I put the station in the same place as last time because I thought that was working out pretty well. So in the end, we've got 3 at-grade crossings here, which is definitely not ideal. But I'm willing to live with it because they aren't important roads. So anyway, damn it, lost my override already. Maybe I can do it this way? Yeah! No. It's wrong. Guess I have to do it from there. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, so one thing that I didn't do quite yet was figure out how to get past here. In the end, don't think I'm going to be using my power plants around the city. I think they look just fine in this nice waterfront location. But I will still replace the natural gas plant with a coal plant. Yeah, that will help our funds too, because I don't think we're making money to see. Alright. Whoop. Well, for a minute I thought I was going to have a crash there, but it was just the power coming back on, I think. So, how should I do this? I'm kind of feeling that I should take this rail across on a raised rail, just below these points. That isn't really working out so well. I'm losing my water, so I'll just raise that up to the ground with the same level. That'll work better. Yeah, that seems more than even enough. So let's extend our rail over here. We are all ready for our first major curve. So let's make sure we're ready for that. Yep, we actually rise a little bit early. And let's get that 45-degree curve piece. Looks like we've got to demolish that, of course. Alright, yeah, just like that. And probably use another starter here. We will continue dragging the single track rail all the way out here to where it looks like we're going to be needing a diagonal S-curve. Here we really ought to smoothen this grain out. It'll make both the curves in the area look a lot better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna smooth this whole area actually. There. Just make things a little bit more even. There we go. So, diagonal S-curve. Guess we gotta start it here. Or can we only build it from this side? What's going on with this? Maybe just didn't give it enough space. No, it's just saying unsuitable area. So I guess that means I need to take out that tile? There, see if that helps me out here. Back to, here we go. Yeah, it looks like that's what I needed, because that curve just takes up a lot of space. Huh. So, now how do I want to do this curve aspect? Guess I'll start out by placing this curve here because I know I'm going to need to. Wow, can I really not take advantage of that tile? It's not. That's the closest I can do that. I mean, I guess. Alright, guess what? Gonna do this a little bit differently. No more diagonal S-curve. Instead, we're gonna have a 45. Of course, that's a little bit more difficult to do. Flatten the alignment out in advance. Okay, perfect. I actually think we're gonna flatten things for a little bit like that. Yeah, I think we're going to have the eventual descent to this level be on the diagonal again. Just because that seems like where there's the most room right now. Oh no. God damn it. It's a tile off. Okay, guess we might have need for a diagonal S-curve after all. Let's see if we can't get that to fit. I'm kind of doubting it. Okay. Okay, it'll fit fine. So let's get that in place. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. So I'm not too picky, I guess. Let's place in some fillers. Yeah. So that's our rail line. I think it's looking pretty decent. Just a shame that we can't cross it with anything. Anywhere. Because of all these curves everywhere. So we can't really utilize this area. Which is making me think that I really might as well go right back on the water. Oops. See how if I can't smooth things out a tad. Maybe God mode tools would be easier for that. Oh yeah. That's a little bit better. Okay, just got one curve to rebuild, it looks like. Make that 2 curves. So let's get on the STR first, because it's more annoying. Oh well, not necessarily, but it's been more annoying to me recently. Alright, so just one filler to do there. Got it. And let's get this curve out of the way. Oh, getting a call real quick. I'm going to pause the recording. Alright, that was a quick call at least. So, looks like we're making good progress here. Just wondering what I should do with these patches of empty land. I think I may even have to have yet another episode in Happy Valley. That would be a bit funny, now wouldn't it? Anyway, let's finish with our rail before anything else. Just 2 filler pieces there. one starter piece here. And damn, we are almost over the border. So I don't always have to run my rails so closely parallel to the highway. In fact, I think it would make a lot more sense if this particular single track rail, forget that. Yeah, let's just enter the city over on this side of things. Okay, neighbor connection. Can I make any progress on this slope using other tools? I mean, I should be done with single track rail anyway, so I suppose there's no risk for scrolling down to this monorail. Hey, sure enough, that helped a little bit. Anyway, there's still some to do around here, so I think I'll take a quick break to save and check how much time I have left before deciding what to do with the rest of this episode. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the rest of this episode to do a little bit of expansion over here in Happy Valley and replace the trees, and that should about use up my time. So first things first, this area has a fair amount of flat land. I feel like it's been begging for some more attention for a little while now. Let's have an uneven farm here. That looks kind of too funny for me. Okay, so let's do things like that instead. Oh man, get rid of this road altogether actually. That's why I mean there's a reason I left space there. Really ought to use it. Get that road down, we can expand this farm a bit. And that one as well. Yep. And yeah, like that should be fine. So that takes advantage of a bit more of the flat ground. Suppose we could always really push it, but I don't see the need right now. So let's go back up here and see what there is to do in this direction. Well, we've got this bit of land open for development. I don't think we'll need more than one road over in this direction. Yep, maybe something like that. And on the other side, something like that. Get rid of a few of those trees that are right on the edge of the water on the beach. Don't know that their roots will be able to gain much of a hold there in real life. Yep, that should be fine for this little neighborhood here. Might as well give them a bit of a... Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't do. Before I crashed, I added some nice bus stops to this city. And then I never did that again, so I might as well do that now. I more or less remember where I had them, so it shouldn't take more than a minute. I already got one No, I don't have one around the ferry stop. So I'll build one here too. Yeah, there's close enough. Yeah, one there should be... No, 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 no. One there instead. Yeah, I guess I might just have an extra one around here. It'll be repetitive, but yeah, who really cares that much? Alright, so another bus stop there. One over here. One here. And one there. And how about one here? And one around here. Oh man. Seriously, still troubles? There we go. Yeah, that should be more than enough bus stops. But, just in case, you can always have a couple more. Like, one there. Actually, I think I can do that. So let's replace that. And we're going to have a little bit of development around here, I guess. Yeah, like that should be plenty. Alright, rebuild our RHW. Seems funny to call this little two-lane thing an RHW, but it's what it is. Yeah. So, you know what? It'd probably make sense to have a freight station around here, wouldn't it? I think I'm gonna build myself one of those. Even if you disagree. Doesn't need to be anything big. Yeah. That doesn't line up perfectly, but it should be fine. It'll be a nice transition between that industry and that lone house there. Hopefully it'll be useful as something to alleviate the traffic in the city too. So I also want to develop a little around here, adding perhaps a rail station right there. Yeah. And I think I'll have a little bit of development, residential development, I mean, around here. Oh, no wonder that wasn't zoning, it wasn't connected. Let's add another road to the farms for these guys. And add some curves over there. Curves are important. Don't let anybody ever convince you otherwise. Yeah. Yep, just like that. And another farm field. Yep. Yeah, here's where the real flat space is. How about like that? That should do quite a bit for this area of town. Zone some houses in over here, just to make sure that these farms can get work eventually. Because I am planning on a rail station for right about here. It should be able to front just fine onto that street. Yeah. Well, don't want to turn on the time just yet. Still a little bit more to do. Actually, I'm just gonna pause the recording real quick and zoom out. Okay, game saved, and that looks really derpy right there. And those won't be able to front onto anything either. What the heck was I thinking with that neighborhood? Yeah. Another house over there. Should I just go ahead and demolish this? There. Nah, it looks better enough like this. So anyway, I'll do that zoom out I was talking about. And let's turn on the time and see how people use the new rails. Yep, looks like we've got some new industrial development. Of course, I don't want this place to end up being too industrial. I mean, Castello di Chianti. Yeah, I don't think I am actually gonna get any more industrial zones. I have plenty for a city this size already. Just 4,400 people. I actually think the city has shrunk considerably since I began my retrofits here. Not altogether surprising. Let's definitely try to make sure that people have the opportunity if they still want to move in here. Maybe a couple small houses there. Ooh, looks like our commercial is getting a facelift too. Huh. Oh, nice. That's a very long train. Or no, it's 3 different trains. Huh. It's kind of odd that they travel like that. Oh, damn it. Looks like 1 cell phone tower isn't quite enough for this area. Consequently, might as well. Actually, before anything, I'm going to plop an extra house there to try to transmit the power. And then place another cell phone tower, I guess. Ooh, that still isn't quite enough. Okay, looks like I'm going to need something a bit stronger for all of that stuff. So what's the... You know, these are stock lots, so I'm not so happy to be using them, but I think I'm just going to go for this wind power. Place them all right here. Yeah. That should do us well. Do us a solid. Huh. Even 3 isn't enough? Really? Well, tell you what. We're gonna have 6 then. How's that sound? Yeah, that looks sufficient. Yep. Alright, so 291. Oof. It's quite a few people traveling to the next town. All these farms seem to have workers too, so it's very good news. And yeah, I like it. Looks like some of these people working at these farms commute from town by train. Oh no, that's the highway I was clicking on. I was wrong. Yeah. People are using the rail to commute from town over there, but only to go to the next city town. So anyway, we use the train this way. Looks like we've got some freight and passengers coming in from the Songbird Island City Tile. That's about it. So I suppose going here is actually a shorter route than this way. I would have thought the opposite. I don't know. Funny how that works out sometimes. Anyway, I'm just going to see if I can't get back to September 1st on the clock. Wow, a lot of people using that road. No wonder it's congested. Yeah. And once we get to September 1st, we can replace some trees. Then I think we'll be done with in Happy Valley. So, get to August 20-something. And then, yeah, it's easy. Okay, so start building out some trees. Yep, all along here. And over here. Just want to get them in particular between the highway and that residential. You know, give it that ex-urban look that a lot of places tend to go for in settings like this. Yeah. Try to avoid getting trees on the farms there. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, with that, I would say, oh, still gotta put some trees over here. But we are almost done here. So next episode, I think we'll focus on bringing the railroad to Port Deliverance. And after that, we'll be able to go back over to the other side of our region, which we've neglected for a while. Oh, well, not a while, but a few episodes. And eventually we'll have a whole, you know, all of these rail networks will just be one unitary east-to-west line. And that'll be pretty cool. So, let's see you next time in Port Deliverance.